Hey, this is Reggie from Restore Plus Physical Therapy, and welcome to today's tip of the day. One of the most popular video that I shared is how do you keep your back safe when you're washing dishes. Uh, that has been viewed by a lot of people, and questions have been asked about that. One question is, what if I'm tall? How do I keep my back safe? Or what's the best way to wash dishes? Which coincidentally, I have a patient right now who's coming to see me. He's 6'8" and he has back issues. He's been to therapy before and have not been successful trying to. Now he came to me to try to avoid having an epidural injection, which definitely we want to try and avoid that. But this is one of the things that I showed him because he's 6'8", so most of the things that are built in houses or most of the things are not meant for tall people. Most of the things are built or designed for the average height, which is, it depends on, I know they said there's Asian versions of that and there's like American or European versions. But if you're not within that average, those things are not designed for you. So what is the safest or what's the best way to wash dishes or use the sink if you're very tall, right? And this is something I shared with my patient, and I will share with everyone. I will share with you also, so that way you can learn and you can benefit from it. You can keep your back safe. All right. So for example, first of all, I'm not very tall, so I can't really exactly show you the actual I'm tall and then a low sink. So I'm using this bed. I drop it down. We have one of our high-low tables. I drop it down really low, so just in case if the person is really tall. I think this is like up to me. It might be an exaggeration here. This might be a real too low. But let's say, for example, if it's like around, this height, and I'm very tall, I won't be able to do it properly that, you're washing dishes without bending over. And in the other video, I showed a couple tips on how you can keep your back safe. The same rule kind of applies. Well, first is the best way is actually to get things higher. So if you can customize your kitchen counter, your work environment, if you can customize it and get them higher, that's the best way. Because if not, all these, it's gonna help you, but it's not gonna be like the safest way. It's not gonna be 100%. Let's just put it that way, right? The best way is still if you can get it designed for you. You can have it elevated or something custom made for you. But if not, this is what you can do. Let's say the sink is very low, so instead of bending down and washing dishes, and then you're gonna end up having back and neck issues. So one thing I like to do is same as how you keep your back safe is you can have a step stool underneath that you'll be able to put your weight on that front leg so that your back's not going to be holding you up all the time. You're not using your back muscles all the time. You can use your leg muscles. And I explained that in more detail in the other video. So I highly recommend watching that. In this situation, the other thing is, because if this is low and you have a step stool, though it's going to be like this. If you're very tall, it may not work for you. So one thing that I would suggest here is taking kind of like a lunge. So that way, when you're bending down, you're not bending down with your back. But at the same time, because you're not stepping on a step stool, it's not adding more to the height and it's making you do this, right? So go more into a split stance or lunge position like this. And then when you're bending down, don't bend down with your back like this. All right, make sure you're bending from your hips. Bend your back leg a little bit also. So this is one thing you can do. You're washing dishes this way. All right, keep your back straight. And the other thing is with your chin, with your neck. I don't want you to do this. Because a lot of times when you're trying to look at something, we want to be square in front of it, right? One thing you can do is you can kind of tuck your chin and then be looking down instead of being like this. All right. See if that's something that you'll be able to manage, depending on, I guess, the height of the sink, the depth of the sink. But you can actually, you bend from your hips, bend your knees, be in a lunge position, so you're keeping your neck relatively straight, and you can do this. Wash dishes this way. You get tired, do the other side, right? This will give you a good leg workout also. So that's one way you can do it. What if you don't have space underneath here? What you can do is you can kind of like have shoulder width apart, do what we call in martial arts, do a horse stance, and then you kind of squat in a little bit. Make sure you're not doing this. Keep your back straight again, stick your butt out a bit, and then you can, again, wash your dishes, wash things, wash your hands in the sink. And again, the neck cannot be like this. Keep it relatively straight. And then if you, once in a while, you get tired. If you have to do that for a prolonged period of time, you're gonna get tired. So my recommendation is, whatever, let's say you're scrubbing or something like that, stand up straight. Bring the plate, the dish up. You can do it this way, and then you can squat down again and do that. So it's just a matter of squatting up and down. All right. If you're used to that, shouldn't be that difficult for you. If you're not used to it, then great. You're gonna get a good leg workout. All right. And this is not something that's your body will get adjusted, accustomed to that. And for sometimes people will say, "Oh, I can't assume this stands for too long." Well, if you're out of shape, your leg muscles are not very good, you won't be able to assume that stands for too long. But if you keep training, keep practicing that, you will be able to. How did I say that? Because I know that for a fact, because when I was doing martial arts before, our master will have us do a horse stance for at least a minute if you're a beginner. Later on, they have you do that 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you do all your forms, punching and stuff like that in that position. And also, I remember my grandmaster, actually, one of them, when you go in a horse stance, they're actually going to stand on your legs even and make sure that, you have to make sure they don't fall down. If not, and you can imagine what's going to happen. But my point there is, you can train your legs to be strong enough to have enough muscle endurance to be able to do that in a prolonged period of time. Combine that with periodic standing. Those are things that I highly recommend if you're very tall and you have very low sink or working area, something like that. These are things that can help you without raising up your workstation or without raising the kitchen counter or the sink. All right? Why don't you try that? Let me know. I would love to know what you think, because this is not something that you can see anywhere. It's just not something that's very common knowledge. So I want you to try this, and then let me know what you feel. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what you think. Feel free to leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear them. All right. Thank you very much for spending the time, for watching this video, and remember, I need you to comment, like, subscribe, and share this video so you can help transform other people's lives. And let me know what topic you want me to talk about, because I want to keep you safe, keep you healthy, and pain-free. And if you're having back issues, kind of like my patient, he actually said it's a tall people problem. If you're having something like that, having back issues, or you want to learn more about this and other tips, feel free to reach out. We would love to help. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.